Texas Tech men's basketball coach suspended.
Has been suspended for making an inappropriate, unacceptable.
Texas Tech men's basketball coach suspended.
According to The Athletic, Texas Tech men's basketball coach Mark Adams has been suspended for making an inappropriate, unacceptable, and racially insensitive comment to a player last week, the school announced Sunday.
And I'm not surprised. I can tell you why. March Madness, Wild West. I tell you, living in the wild. It's like living in a time warp sometimes to a certain extent. Because I ain't saying we're going to go, but to a certain extent. Have you ever heard of Quirk? The street? Let me hit this coffee a little bit more and I'll get into it. Don't ask me no dumbass shit. How I feel about the Texas Tech coach referencing slaves obeying their masters. Don't ask me how I feel about this shit. Although I ain't read the damn article. Fortunately. Honestly enough, I'd have to say I'm not fucking surprised. I don't really fool with Texas Tech, the institution like that. I know they bring in money to the city or whatever, and that's a beautiful thing because I'm from the city. But I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion blind to the fact that my town, my city, the place where I reside, the place that I love, was still kind of fucked up from all that extra coffee the nigga was doing. Neither here nor there. Excuse me. I am not ignorant to the fact that this town has a taste of racism. But what town in America that doesn't? Although there are people that are going to say, oh, I've never experienced racism. So you must have just thought they was treating you like that because they didn't like you. Like as a person or something. Cool, because you didn't experience the shit. Especially if you stay in the town. Like this here. A lot of things ain't coincidence. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't. You know that we ain't gonna go in depth too far. I'm not surprised though. That's why I don't really fool with Texas Tech. A lot of people think it got something to do with the color of the team and they Red Raiders and my affiliation with the culture is what we'll call it of hood politics. It has nothing to do with that. They never came to my school. My school is probably where some of the fastest kids are for the most part. I said some at one point because it's majority black. It's majority Hispanic. It's majority mixed with minorities in general. So yeah, but I ain't surprised by Buddy O saying that and feeling comfortable enough saying it. And then he only got suspended. So he probably get to keep his job or some shit. They probably tell the player to suck it up. Because they don't want you to make no type of deal. I ain't gonna say a big deal, not. But they don't want you to even speak on some foul shit when it comes to some foul shit. Like in case in point, a lot of people don't know that MLK was called Quirk. Look up the definition for Quirk. Where do you think that street was located at? Hmm? And they didn't change the name to something else until the 90s. Huh? Yeah. That ain't like nothing I just pulled out of this hat. No, not this one. It ain't nothing I pulled out of this bucket. No, it's not. All truth. Then they renamed it MLK. So now you know the answer as to where the street, Quirk, I believe I'm pronouncing it right, was located at. You gonna have the people saying this, that, and the third, all of the stuff you can say to counteract all of the stuff that I'm saying, how we did all this, that, and the third, and we are the reason, we are the problem. I'm not gonna deny that some people are the reason or the problem. I myself have probably also been part of the problem. So the fuck what? That still don't excuse some of the shit that goes on and the shit that gets done. It doesn't excuse it. If you smack somebody and then come up with a legit reason, it's not gonna take away the slap. It just ain't gonna do that. Anyways, nothing to be all wrapped up about. It's just one of those things that you can point out to. A lot of my family members moved away from the town because there you have felt that Lubbock was hella racist. And then during the times that they did move, I cannot say that thing It's not to be true. Not because I was like personally running around here getting what they got in the civil rights movement. No, I didn't get none of that. I didn't get a taste of none of that type of action. Because I'd have been in, I'd have went to the country a little tad bit earlier. Not me, but I've experienced the racism. I'm mature enough for the most part to overlook a few things. Because they got the open carry law, and a lot of folks feel very safe to say whatever they would like. I even seen an incident where a lady, I don't even know if it was a racial thing, could have been, where a lady spit on one lady, the other lady who got spit on just banged her with the utensil, just rocked her in front of her kids. Huh? I don't even know exactly where it was at. I ran across it on the ticker, on the talker. But yeah, so and every town got those stories of the wrongfully convicted. I had a little something on that about a buddy. He had a man locked up. They got a statue of the man now. In fact, across the street from Texas Tech, that says justice for all. When the man went in the prison telling these people that he didn't commit that crime and died in prison, not totally to the fault of Texas Tech or the town itself, because the guy who actually did it supposedly was locked up with the man around the same time, knew he didn't do it, and allowed that man to die in prison, and then he admitted that it wasn't him. I'm gonna cut it straight as far as possible. Buddy who done that was black. Yeah. And he already had a sentence he couldn't give back. That's how cold that is. So, ain't no guilty hands at the party. Just a lot of people just, cool with seeing things in a perspective that suits them the most. And that's on both and each and every side. But yeah, I ain't surprised about Buddy saying that shit. Nah. I mean, it's still black folks still getting killed unjustly. So, surprised that the man spoke that out of his mouth? Not really, not much so. But what be so baffling to me is how a lot of times, not all the time, yeah, we do make a fuss now in more recent times, but how a lot of times they can say or do something or something can be said to us and then we got to toughen up behind it. We got to take that. Like, no, no. See, what it is you, like, no, we need to address it properly. An example needs to be made as to why this should not continue to keep happening. Totally my opinion. I'm not no spokesman for the people, just for people that think like me. And I'm just saying, I ain't gonna ask for no fairness, because I know it ain't nothing fair about it. At least acknowledge that. It's something. It's a difference. That'd be cool if we could just start there, but we're not even gonna start there. Because it just seems and appears, and this ain't no sad me, poor me shit. The man done what he done. The other stuff that I said, and I said about the town and all that, it all happened. That ain't none of that up for debate. The man made a reference of slaves obeying the master. That happened. White man done that. What in his white mind, right mind, would even think him to speak something out of his mouth like that? If I knew that somebody was like Jewish or something, I'm not gonna make no Holocaust references and to try to be my standpoint. That's wow. And inconsiderate if nothing else. And I don't really care too much about a motherfucker's feelings. I'll bring your shit up accordingly if you came at me any type of way wrong or something like that. I ain't gonna spare you. I'm gonna serve you up like I feel like you done me, with no extras. Unless I'm feeling like you thinking this ain't no, it can't be a buffet. I'm gonna serve you up till you don't want no more, until you want to press the issue. Either way, you gonna need tissue. So don't give a damn about your damn feelings. Ain't nobody too much worried about mine. Neither nor there. Just saying, ain't none of that shit up for debate. All that shit happen. It's all these statistics people will go look up for a perspective and a argument, but that's just the art of arguing. Anybody can flip anything. But some shit is just in black and white. I ain't gonna argue against some shit that's factual. But I'm only gonna agree to the stuff that's factual if it could be done by the other end too. Certain things being set into place because they know how hard it is to come up out of certain situations. And they ain't putting no color on it. It ain't gonna matter if you're white, yellow, purple, a little touch of orange, orange. Well, it don't matter. If you put in certain circumstances, we talking about like on a whole scale. If you was to put anybody in certain circumstances and situations, the majority ain't gonna come up out of it. It's just not gonna do it. Because you gotta have a certain type of willpower to want to. And then you got all these other factors added into it, like drugs and mental shit and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, whatever, and so on and so on. Eat it out. Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised. But you check. These little boys was wild. That, then right on cue, Mr. Adams called it quits, called it a day, turned it in. Damn. I know my words or nothing in this video influenced this man making this decision at all. Everybody done said some shit that they regret and probably didn't say it in that light, but only the people who really know Mark Adams can really say if the man is racist or not. And I don't know him personally, so I can't say if he is or if he ain't.